Welcome, everybody, to Miss Shannan's Comedy Through the Chaos. I'm Miss Shannan. Thank you all for being here. Give yourselves a round of applause for supporting some live comedy. We are very happy to be joining you. So just to give you a little information about what we do is I have a show that is eventually going to be something that you can also stream on your TV sets, your flat screens. And what it is that I invite my very funny comedian and storyteller friends to the stage to talk about some complicated subject matters that we all deal with as human beings. So the theme changes every show, and then we rotate through them. And so this one, because we do like a theme as a lady, that's what I end up doing. So we have a theme for you this year, and we are, of course, going with Roll With It, our Roll With It edition, as we are here at CONvergence. And so you're going to hear a variety of stories and stand-up about all things chaotic that happen in life and how you have to roll with the punches. Every once in a while get knocked down and bounce right back up. Surprises and things that came at you from every twist and turn is what we're going to hear this evening as myself and my four funny friends take the stage. So I thought I would start with a story that would go like this. You know what's funny is that sometimes you have expectations in your life and you have things that you don't expect at all, right? Isn't that something that happens to all of us? So with me personally, I was not expecting this. I want to tell you a little something honestly about myself, and you can't tell this from looking at me. I have a son now, he's 17. Before I had him, I had been on the pill for 20 years. So I thought I was safe. Wrong. My ex-husband managed to slip one in there anyway. But he was proud as hell. He went around bragging to all his friends. He's like, ha, pill-proof, bitches. That's what you're proud of? That's what you're proud of? You managed to escape contraception. Now you're a Superman? Is that what it is? Next time, put the cape down, grab a condom, do us both a favor. That's what we'll do. Not that I'm not saying I don't love my son, but I'm the oldest one in my family, and so I help raise my little sisters, and I'm significantly older than my sister. So I am 12 and 16 years older than my younger sister. So I was always mom 2.0. And growing up a little black girl in Phoenix, Arizona, pushing a baby stroller, telling strange people that's your little sister, lands about as well as you think it would land. There are lots of times they're like, oh, she's so adorable. What'd you name your daughter? I'm like, it's my sister. And they'd go, oh, bless your heart. Because God forbid, I see it just caught up to you. It's all right. It's all right. God forbid that you be a little black girl growing up in Phoenix, Arizona, and that the baby not be yours. So I had decided that I wasn't going to have kids for a while. I had an aggressive plan. Here's the plan that I had. The aggressive plan I had was to find a single dad and then help him not ruin his children. That was my plan. That was my plan. That was my plan, because I like kids, but I was not really aggressively into the science experiment about whether the child looked like me or looked like the other person. I didn't care about that. I was an English major. I did the Punnett Square thing, but I didn't really care that much, kind of thing. So, I started dating this guy, and we're like, okay, he's the one, that's fine. But we weren't very far into the relationship, but we started hanging out, and things got to be adulting in nature. And the adulting got a little ahead of itself based upon additional tequila and some pineapple tidbits one night, which led to the, whoops, I guess this is what we're doing now. And I'm not saying that it went awry. It was all fine. There were just a bunch of challenges that we weren't expecting to, because I happen to be black, my ex-husband happens to be white, and we live in Minnesota, so everybody's got questions all of the time. So we went through the whole thing, and I was pregnant for about the amount of time that you're supposed to be pregnant. Again, math. That's not what I'm trying to do here tonight. But then what happens a lot of times is if you decide that you're going to have a baby and you go through a normal clinic situation, then any particular doctor in your clinic could be the person that shows up at the clinic to deliver your baby. And I go to one of those clinics where it's like 4 super amazing female doctors and 2 dudes you hate. That's just the way it works. I know that legally they allow men to become OBGYNs. I think that should be illegal. I don't think you should be able to do that. You can do a lot of different medicine as a dude, but I think this should just be one. I don't want you down there telling me what to do with it. I got a bad attitude. That's 2 snaps up, everybody. For all the men here, I think you're very accomplished at a lot of things that you do. Stay away from the hoo-ha. That's all I'm saying. In that setting, like you can get if you're successfully in a relationship and she goes, here, look at the hoo-ha, that's what y'all do in your bedroom. I'm not policing that. You do you. I'm just saying, as a profession, I don't want you to be the doctor in charge of my nether regions and things that happened to me later. That's just not it. Because, especially now that I'm in my 50s, I'm a lady that's a perimenopausal woman. I got no patience for a dude trying to tell me what I'm doing with my body at all right now. So you're just walking into a wasp nest anytime you come and going, so do you want to scooch down to the table? I want to punch you in the face just for existing, so that was what it was. And so you go through and you rotate through all of the doctors so they can talk to you for a while. So I talked to all of the women and they were all cool and I was fine. And I met the first male doctor and he had the worst bedside manner ever. Because he was a grown person doctor, but he had the bedside manner of a pediatrician. And sometimes when you go to the doctor, you know how they leave you there waiting a really long time? And then all of our women friends here, all of the ones like there, sometimes they'll wait you for a long time. You've been sitting in this cold room with this robe just being ridiculous, right? So you're already pissed. Pissed, angry, and annoyed before they walk in. So I had been sitting there for 20 minutes. He finally comes in. We get into all of the positions that you need to be into the positions. So he has to do what you normally do is tell me to like move down on the table. And so he's like trying to get me in position. He starts saying all this stuff. So he's trying to like get me in the right mindset for the situation, and he noticed what I was reading when he walked in extremely late to our appointment, and it happened to be, all my nerds say amen, the Lord of the Rings book. So this dude, who's already trying to get me in the proper position so he can just check and see if the baby's okay, says, well, make sure you go to your comfortable, happy place. It's probably some place where they have elves and forests. Now, if I had not already been prone, he would have been the next person prone, because I'd have punched him dead in his throat. But we moved on. And so eventually, I had a chance to meet the doctor, and that ended up delivering our baby. And I'm looking at him, and he was one of those, like, I felt like, and I don't like to be ageist, but I looked at him, and I'm like, were you the first OB-GYN they ever made? I don't know if this is one of those situations where I'm going, you know what, I want somebody that's seasoned, as well seasoned as you are. But we're here now. And so I showed up to actually have my baby, and that's already a surprise in all of itself, because this was my first kid, so I didn't know it. A lot of the things that they tell you when you're having your first kid don't make any sense. They're like, oh, well, the contractions feel like cramps. I don't know. That doesn't mean anything. Oh, you'll know when your water breaks. Will I? I don't think I did. So I had to guess, and I went to the hospital, and I'm sitting there with my husband at the time, and we're trying to decide what we're going to do, and we're just trying to figure it out. And in walks the oldest doctor I've ever met in my life. That comes in again. And he walks in, and this is the first time that he's met my husband. So he looks over at my husband, who, as I told you, happens to be white, and he says, and who are you? And he says at the time, he goes, well, I'm the baby's father. And the doctor says, oh, well, that's different. No, that's not different. A three-legged dog in a sweater, that's different. My ex-husband, plain old white dude, that's what it is. Plain old white dude. And again, remember, I had my baby here in Minnesota. There's a lot of you here. Don't act like it's novel. So we go through all of the stuff, and we figure out how to have the baby, and the baby comes out, and he is great, and I am very happy here. He's one of the coolest things that I've had in my life, and I'm figuring it out every day. And if you follow me on social media, you know that we have all kinds of challenges. And I will tell you this, that as much as I cannot stand my ex-husband some days, I am very happy that my son is here. And so ups and downs, twists and turns, all of those things that come along with it, I will never look back and go, you know what, I made a bad life choice. I didn't. I made a choice that made sense for my life at the time. And that is what I will continue to do, and what I continue to encourage all of you to do is make the best choice you can with the information you have at the moment. And there are lots of times where you go like, you know, I'm going to second guess that decision. Maybe it's something that you're going, okay, in hindsight, maybe that wasn't the right choice for me right now. But if you look at the moment that you're in right now, it's what helped lead you here. It's what helped give you the things that you like. It might be help him, find the person that's sitting next to you right now. So it's probably not a bad choice. It was the right choice at that time. And that's what we do. One right choice after one right choice after one right choice would eventually end up to the wonderful existence that we have now. Everybody, can I get an amen, please? So that is an example of what we are going to do throughout the rest of this evening. And to help you be involved, we also have an opportunity for you to include yourselves in the performance from your seats. Everybody get your mobile devices out. Get your mobile devices out right now. Feel free. You'll see a QR code here, and I'll have a chance for you to go ahead and answer a couple of questions. Go ahead. You can join in on the adventure that we have, friends. Get that QR code. We'll give you a chance to go ahead. If you do not have the QR code loading, what you can do if you have a web browser is to go to slideswith.com/roll. That's slideswith.com/roll. Again, I'll give you a chance to go ahead and get that in. I still see some mobile devices up. If you're taking a selfie of me, good choice. I look adorable today. Thank you very much. I got an amen from the front, yo. Slideswith.com/roll. I see you go ahead and sign in. Sign in. I'm going to give you 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. If you're still getting your device, go ahead. Go ahead. You got time, Wookie. Go ahead. Get your phone. I'm waiting for you guys. Go ahead. You can get it out if you want to go ahead and play along. That's fine. Don't worry. You can just go to slideswith.com. You can jump in at any time. All right, everybody, we're going to do is our first question. Multiple choice for all of you, so we can go ahead and be efficient. Are you ready? Everybody at CONvergence, make some noise. Our first question this evening for our Roll With edition of Comedy Through the Chaos. Here we go. If your life were a tabletop game, what would it be called? Again, our question, if your life was a tabletop game, what would it be called? Our choices are, oops, all red flags. B, guess and stress. C, monsters and mildly traumatizing memories. Or D, roll again. Seriously, roll again. Those are your choices again. Oops, all red flags. B, guess and stress. C, monsters and mildly traumatizing memories. Or D, roll again. Seriously, roll again. Get your answers in, friends. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Going to the poll. What do we have? Woo! Guess and stress, y'all. Box breathing. Breathe in for 4. Breathe out for 4. Breathe in for 4. I am very glad that we don't have very many people in the oops, all red flags. Because as much as I appreciate you, I'd be like, sometimes take a hint from the universe. And we have one proud red flag in the back. One proud red flag. Any of you that are in that traumatizing memories, I appreciate you. Here's the only thing. Our traumatizing memories, people, make some noise. Where are my traumatizing memories, people? I used to mostly consider myself in that bucket, but I will be honest with you that if you start turning the rocks that made all those traumatizing memories, you will probably end up in our guess and stress bucket for at least a little while. I'm not gonna lie. I'm all like, this is what healing looks like. Healing is quite stressful. That's what it is. It feels good, so it's all right. I'm like, all right, at least I know what to do with the stress. It's all right. I eat my feelings less. That's what I do. And thank you again for all the roll again, people. I hope that you have a chance to sit there, and eventually, if you got a nat 1, may all the rest of your rolls be a nat 20. All right. So, friends, we are going to have more opportunities for you to interact from your seats. But before we get to that, are you ready for our next performer to make the stage? Come on, put your hands together. Our next performer is not only a very dear friend of mine. She performs all over the Twin Cities and the Midwest. I have been honored to have her in my car as we are getting chased to a blizzard to and from Wisconsin. And she's going to be coming with me very soon to Fargo because we are crushing it. So, everybody, put your hands together for the very funny Diane Sieber.
I don't do a lot of cosplay, even though I really want to. So this is, I'm just a time comedian. I brought this out here because I want to make sure I didn't go over time. So this is how I'm timing my set with this right here. Thanks you guys for coming out to CONvergence. And Miss Shannan's show, everybody give it up for Miss Shannan again. She's so awesome. Comedy Through the Chaos, roll with it. I was thinking about all the different ways in my life that I have wound up rolling with it. And the first thing I thought I would start with here is, I used to do this joke, which I'm not even gonna do, but there was a joke and I talked a little bit about, I know, right? Like, teaser, guys. I did a joke where I talked a little bit about Japanese anime girl-on-girl porn. There was a purpose to it, okay? Somebody came up after a show once and told me that was called hentai. So I like to learn things, so the next day I Googled that. And a pro tip in rolling with it is don't Google that at work. I got called into HR. And they just wanted to know what I'd found. They were curious. I've got a sister, and she just, a great example of rolling with it just happened with us. Our parents are passed away. And they don't have big headstone monuments. They have just like those flat grave markers. And you never hear about this, you never know this, but those things sink. It takes maintenance. Like when you bury somebody, it's not just like, see ya, I'm out, right? There's actually some maintenance that goes along with it. I didn't know that. So these foot markers or head and gravestone markers were sinking. And I called up the cemetery to find out, what we could do about that. And, they told me, and then they said, that's your responsibility to take care of it and everything. And so I called up my sister and kind of shortened the conversation with her. I just told her it's our responsibility. And my sister, in her mind, thought that meant that we do it. Like she was on YouTube. Look it up. I don't know. I don't know what's on YouTube. Grave robbing videos or something. But she called me up and she was like, okay, I'm ready. I've got spades and shovels and a crowbar. I was like, what do you, no, it's $25. We're responsible for $25. So we have to, what did you think in your mind? This was gonna, we'd just go out on a Sunday and traumatize the people that were there to pay respects to their families by digging up our parents' graves? Or were we gonna do it at night, like traditional grave robbers? I've been married for, I should know that faster, shouldn't I? I should have tripped right off my tongue, right? Like 30 years, like just a ridiculously long time. And I noticed recently that there are people making hashtags for the long relationships, like golden hearts, right? Hashtag golden hearts and hashtag silver sweeties, stuff like that. It's very cute, right? So I wanted to come up with one to represent my husband and our relationship. And I thought long and hard about it because I didn't want to just duplicate something that I did. I came up with the one I think really fits us the best. It is hashtag a series of unfortunate events. Pretty accurate. I gave him one of those VR headsets for Christmas. Have you seen these? Right? They're amazing. Oh my God, you put them on and it's so immersive. You're right. You can be on another planet, right? Exploring. You can be on the deck of the Star Trek. You can be battling dragons. It's just amazing, right? Saw him wearing it the other day, and I was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he was like, "Fishing." I was like, well, that's cool. Like deep sea fishing, right? Like you're battling the monsters from the deep kind of fishing, right? Like something really. It's like, no, they had like an app with Minnesota lakes that you could download. I'm like, that is the least amount of virtual in this reality that's walking out the door. We live by a lake. He gave me for Valentine's Day a vibrator. No, calm down. Bless his heart, he tried. It's not shaped like I think it should be shaped. Like I'm pretty sure we've all got a mental image of what a vibrator looks like. And this is kind of like an egg. I don't know, I'm intimidated. I don't know where to put it, and I'm not putting it there. It has an app that you download onto your phone, which seems like a bit much for me. I'm pretty confident that everything downloaded on my phone is going to Homeland Security, and I just feel like that's not information they need, you guys. And it's got, it's just got some weird stuff. Like, I can make a playlist. Okay, that could be useful. I can make a playlist. And I can set rhythms for the vibrator, to match my playlist. So I can get my Usher on, okay? It has a chat room. I don't know. Oh, it's real. I can show you it on my phone. It's real. I don't know. I tried not to go into the chat room. I did once, and I was like, whoa, Sheila 69 needs to calm down. We were out in the yard doing some cleanup work, and my husband came up to me. He had something in his hands, and he comes up to me, and he's like, hey, what's this? And he just, holds it out. And there it was, and it was what it was a pair of my thong underwear. Yeah, thank you. I'm a little embarrassed to admit at my age that I have a pair of thong underwear, but I think the ladies will agree, one pair for sexy time. Am I right? One pair for sexy time. Thank you. Anyway, not in the yard, right, like this. And I was like, that's my thong underwear. And I snatched it out of his hand, just like a pun, like snatch, ha, got it, okay. I took it from him. And I said, where did you get this? And he was like, oh, it was laying in the yard over there. And that got awkward because I felt like now the hunter had become the hunted. And I had to explain to him that the number of times I stood out in the yard and took my thong underwear off was actually 0. But I figured out what happened, and here's the deal. And ladies, I don't know if you're aware of this, but I had removed the lint trap from my dryer. And thong underwear is apparently just the right size to travel through your dryer vent, shoot out into your yard. Like the most awkward t-shirt cannon ever. It was made, I guess, even better by the fact that I like Batman, and these were Batman thong underwear, you guys. So I sent up this bat signal that had the neighbors very confused. Like, we don't know what's going on over there, and we're not gonna go find out. We've got a couple of kids, and both of our kids are on the autism spectrum. I've got my son, who is very obvious, and you would know it if you met him, that he's different and he's nonverbal. When he was younger, we tried all the different things. It was the 90s. It was wild. You tried anything. We took him to this one holistic healer who checked him out. And Noah makes noises. He's not completely, like he makes noises that I can't, So the healer here told us he's not, in fact, mute. He can speak. He just speaks dolphin. Yeah, I paid for that. Just, there was no insurance, didn't cover that, you guys. That's not helpful. I was like, that's not helpful. I don't know what to do. There's no Duolingo, right? There's no Babelfish that's gonna tell me. I don't know if he needs help or just wants more fish. We were trying to teach him potty training, and Noah didn't like to stand and do it. He liked to sit. So we would always try to get him to stand up. And then our daughter, when we're potty training her, had always heard us encouraging our son to stand up. So she wanted to pee standing up. And I was like, this house is a nightmare. I've got my son who's being sitting down, my daughter is standing up. But we went back and forth for a while, and finally I told her, it's fine. You go ahead, you try that. And I figured what would happen is that she would just pee on herself, and that would be the end of it. So I said, all right, you go ahead and do that. And I stepped out the bathroom door, but I was curious, so I turned back. And what I saw was my little princess doing it. She stood about 3 feet back from that toilet and just positioned this, and there was a stream. It went in, no net, guys, right in, like no net, like. And then two women peed. There was 2 women peed standing up because I wet my pants when I saw what she was doing. I blew that punchline, but thanks anyway. You guys, thanks so much for coming out to CONvergence. Have a great time.
Diane is one of my best friends. The only thing that we have that is not in common is that she is a big fan of horror and horror films. Don't cheer. Because that's where we always come apart. Because her birthday is on Halloween, so I give her a pass because she can't help it. The universe made her that way. And so we got together, and so for her birthday one year, I had passes to go to Trail of Terror. I never go to Trail of Terror. I don't want to go to Trail of Terror ever again. But I took her for her birthday to Trail of Terror, and so she is throughout the Trail of Terroring, trying to encourage me to go into the different terrifying locales. And I'm a complete buzzkill, because I'm all like, I came here for you, and I am talking to the people in the costumes. I am doing nothing more. So we avoided the terror place that looked like clowns, because oh, hell no. And we avoided a bunch of other things, and I'm like, the corn maze, that's not happening either. So I finally agreed to go on the haunted trail, because I feel like the trail is probably the safest of the terrifying locales that she and I could walk into. So we're walking, and I give off a vibe for Trail of Terror performers that they're like, she's the one we need to get. I just give out the vibe. So they're like, other people may not work, but jump at that girl, it'll work. So I'm continually being bombarded by every Trail of Terrifying actor, performer, person. Like, exactly, see, I'm sure, I'm like, I can just feel the vibe from that side of the room that they're like, please come again. We will jump scare you the entire night. So my friend who loves the terror is having a fantastic time, and she's laughing so hard that she begins wheezing. Wheezing with laughter. Which normally, because we're both performers, we enjoy that. When we see somebody who looks like they're having some sort of like life event and wheezing, we're like, are you okay? But please come to every show. Please. Those are the people that are like, I hate laughing, I have a terrible laugh. We're like, we do not. Bring your terrible laugh to every show. And infuse your terrible laugh into the room. So, kind of thing. So, she's wheezing and wheezing and wheezing and wheezing, and I'm like, let's go. And she goes, I can't go. Give me time to catch my breath. And I said, there is no time for a breath. There is only time to live. And left her there to die. You are lucky we are still friends. Speaking of friends, my next friend that is coming to the stage, he always does a great job. I appreciate him coming and driving all the way from St. Cloud to hang out with me, where he normally produces his own shows when he's up there, but he is a good co-producer for all of the shows that I do that are nerd-related. So please welcome to our stage the amazingly talented and amazingly charming Matt Dooyema.
Yeah, I was the guy who dressed like Walter Sobchak all day. It's just because I just kept wanting to say, Donnie, you're out of your element. For some reason, I can't think of a big, beautiful reason that I want to say, shut the fuck up, Donnie. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize CONvergence was MAGA. Okay, that's fun. Cool. Before I get started on my set, I'm gonna ask Miss Shannan to come back out here. Some of you know this if you've ever seen us at the cons. I have a certain title with Miss Shannan. I got called, I am her co-producer. I help her produce some of these shows at the cons, but I was not referred to as her co-producer. I got referred to as Miss Shannan's assistant. Figured I needed to be identifiable at these things. So when you're like, oh, is that the guy, just like, I'll just go by Miss Shannan's coffee getter. Like, I know she likes Sauv Blanc wine. All right, give it up for Miss Shannan one more time. It's a blessing, I love it. I've been threatening to do this for 2 years, and then actually at the last con, she's like, you gave up that dream, didn't you? Little did she know that I have $40 and I'm willing to pay $40 to look like an idiot. You may have seen me bring my little show hoodie. I have a show hoodie that I wear at all of my shows. I'm gonna put it on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood style. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Are any of us, are we thrift shoppers? I love thrift shopping. I bought this hoodie at a Sieber's. And I bought it not because I look good in blue, but I do. I didn't buy it because it is a men's 2XLT hoodie and it fits me like a glove. No. I bought this hooded sweatshirt at a Sieber's in St. Cloud, Minnesota, because on the back it simply says "Dance, Grandma." I'm gonna make sure that I'm sorry, it's also kind of weird to be between two jumbotrons. I'm used to performing in between two pull tab machines, so this is a little new for me, all right? Dance Grandma, men's 2XLT hoodie. Dance Grandma, like, it's 2025, and that's not how I'm going to choose to identify, all right? Like, I'm gonna get a little rascal scooter with a little basket up front and a small dog that sits in it and just drive around. I'm here to see my baby. I'm gonna keep Werther's in one pocket and a bunch of slightly used tissues in the other one. But the worst part of this hoodie is I don't know if it's a title or a command. I guess I just have to roll with it. You see, I kept it thematic. Yeah, he said the words. Speaking of rolling with it, are we excited that the dispensaries are finally coming off of the reservations in Minnesota? There's now two one of them's in St. Cloud, and yes, I'm high. I'm so excited because now I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to go pursue my real dream, which is to be a bud tender. Right? But I don't want to do it like a regular bud tender. I want to do it like the most pretentious sommelier that's ever existed, right? Yes, green crack. Notes of lemongrass and there's an herbal infusion, good flavor. Pairs best with Funyuns in Bill Murray movies. Oh, what's this? OG Kush? Ah, yes. Hybrid, more indica dominant, more flavors of cardamom and anise. Pairs best with Funyuns and Bill Murray movies. That'd just be my suggestion for everything, but then just treat them like nerds. I love it. You guys are great. Speaking of nerds, how we doing? I come here, and I love to do these things at the con. I play a little game, so I love to people watch. It's called Spot the Thruple. Oh, don't play coy with me, CONvergence. No. You guys have tabletop games, cosplay, and party rooms. If I didn't know better, I swear this was a commercial for FetLife. I mean, come on. And those of you who aren't laughing, you're telling on yourself. We go back and talk to your polycule, okay? It's okay, I understand. You're here to recruit more people. You gotta roll 20 for more charisma and then a D12 for another partner. That's about as much fantasy jokes as I'm gonna tell for the evening. You guys, we're having fun, right? We're having fun. I know. We got any bulk shoppers here? I'm a big fan of Costco. You like Costco? You're like, no, man, we like Sam's Club. Like, no, I love Costco. I try to find reasons to go to Costco. It's my favorite place in the world. Last time I was there, I saw 3 kids in a shopping cart, and I was like, holy shit. They really do sell everything here. I asked the fella how much they were, and when he told me, that's cheaper than having one on the outside. So I bought 2 packs and keep the kids I'm not using in the freezer. That's a joke about Alabama. I can tell CONvergence is intelligent. I'll tell that joke in Brainerd, Minnesota, and they're like, what about Alabama? So that's fun. I am 41. Hey, we're all older millennials who are just really clinging on to the last things that make us happy. I get it. 41 is when my dad and his generation, that's when they started going through their midlife crises, right? Right? Like, but the boomers and the Gen X, they got the good stuff, right? Like, they're gonna build a classic car in their garage. They got a Mustang or a Barracuda, and they wax that thing up and go park it in front of a Ross dress for less and try to get laid on a Saturday morning. Yeah. Or they get into smoking meats. Yeah, they got a pellet grill, and they have big opinions on whether it's hickory or applewood, and they'll tell you their favorite binder. It's mustard. Yeah. Or they get into building things. They get real handy, right? Like, oh, I built a deck on the back of the house and some shelves, and I love it. You know what? I love that for the boomers and the Gen Xers. But as a millennial, we can't do any of those things in a rental property. So I've been trying to figure out what the millennial midlife crises might look like, and I think I've got them figured out. You're either going to get into conspiracy theory. Yes, if you know anybody between the ages of 30 and 45, they will look at you in the eye like, the Earth is flat! And I'm really excited that RFK is in charge of our health! Maha, right? Like, or you're gonna get into foraging for mushrooms. Yeah, you got that big, that guy right there, he looked right at you. You have big Morel energy, right? Hey, baby, I got some chicken of the woods back at the crib. What's up? I got some lion's mane for you tonight, you know what I'm saying, right? Or you're just going to become a swinger, polyamorous, ENM, all right? That's it. Those are your three options as a millennial. Ironically enough, they all have the same result. Warts. Sometimes you will find someone who's all three. We call that the Joe Rogan experience listener. And this is my last one. While I'm at it, if there's any Gen Xers or boomers in the audience, I need you to do me a favor. I get it, millennials suck. I get it, we're weak. Oh, we're pussies. Oh, we didn't play until the lights came on in the neighborhood. We didn't roll with it, no. We didn't drink from a garden hose in the front yard. We didn't have pure cut cocaine and Quaaludes in the summer of love either, did we? No. You don't even smoke cigarettes. Pussies. No. But you know millennials did have? Real recipe for Loco, yeah. And there are some of you who are not familiar with the ambrosia of the gods, so let me enlighten you. Four Loko was a 1 liter can of 15% by alcohol malt liquor that had the equivalent of 3 Red Bulls in it. And they had the audacity to put "drink responsibly" on the side of the can. I drank so many of those. In fact, I drank so many Four Locos in my early 20s, and I'm fully expecting in the next few years, when I wake up from a stoner Rick and Morty nap, that a voice is gonna come over the TV that says, "Did you consume Four Locos between the years of 2002 and 2008? You may be entitled to compensation." Like, Four Locos are gonna be the millennial Camp Lejeune, okay? You guys, I've been Matt Dooyema. Thank you all so much.
Get your phone out. Next question. Here we go. What's your go-to move when life throws you a plot twist? What is your go-to move when life throws you a plot twist? Choices. Cry in the shower, obviously. B, make a snack and pretend nothing happened. C, call your best friend for emergency sarcasm support. Or roll for initiative and improvise. A, B, C, or D. Everybody get your choices in. I see some discussion going on. I see some people that are clearly getting emergency sarcasm support as they sit in this room. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and the poll says, woo! got some sarcastic friends at CONvergence. My whole thing is that I see this all the time. I see people that say that they are raising their children by sarcasm, and then I quite often see in the dating app that people say they are fluent in sarcasm. I just want to say, anyone that has fluent in sarcasm in their dating profile, you look like an asshole. All that does is make it look like the only way you know how to flirt with me is to neg me and call me names. That is not sexy. Rewrite your profile. Go take a picture with Sweetums and put that in your photo instead. I do like the roll for initiative things because I feel like those are the people, because we have the fight, fawn, freeze people. I'm one of the fight people, so I'm like, I think I need to learn how to fawn or freeze a little bit more because it can't always be fighting. That'll break a nail. That I think. And again, I think it's good that there's some people who are like, the cry in the shower. Obviously, don't worry. You at least are probably the freshest smelling of any of us that are in this old battle. All right, friends, I'm now going to bring up one of my longest running friends in the comedy scene. I was on at my third open mic when I met this friend, and we have been hanging out since then. Quite often when I describe him, I say this: imagine that you had a friend that was the, in real life, version of a squirrel. And then take your friend who was a squirrel and then get a pile of very hallucinogenic pills and shake them in the palm of your hand and then roll them to the squirrel and watch as the squirrel consumes all of them. And then give them a microphone and tell them to do 10 minutes of comedy. Everyone, please welcome to the stage my dear friend, Joe Cocozzello.
Goodness, CONvergence, you see this? First time? Oh, yes, I'm loving this. This is Captain Picard. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. I'm supposed to remind you the USD 1701D is actually double parked, and it's about to get towed, so you probably want to grab that. Oh my God, I am loving this. I am loving this. My friend said to me the other day, he goes, you remind me of Mr. Rogers. And I'm like, that took me a second. And I was like, yeah, I am very Mr. Rogers-y. I love cardigans. I have a great relationship with my mailman. If I could have a magical puppet land in my basement, I would, but I can't because I'm a renter. And I can't make that many holes in my wall. I want my deposit back. Oh, you guys having a good con? We are. So what I'm realizing is everybody comes for something. Everybody at the same time, yell out what your thing is. I heard a decent amount of parties. I took a walk up on the 4th and 5th floor. Was like, oh, this is pretty chill. Yeah, coming back to this after the show. This is gonna be fun. I love the big long badges. I only have one. Does anybody have like a badge vest? Has anyone made like a badge dress? Not yet. A few people. I haven't seen them yet, but I've seen some. Yeah, bro, you're rocking some badges. I told Miss Shannan, I was like, I just learned about this badge thing. Do we get a badge for the show? She's like, make your own badge. They make their own badges here. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna make my own badge for this, I guess. This is the future. Do you guys think that this is what the future was gonna be like? Like, I always thought the future was gonna be like a little more Jetsons-y. You know, like, oh, like, like, where's my sassy robot maid? Right? Like, we've got the Roomba. There's nothing sassy about the thing bumping into your bedpost 15 times. There's nothing sassy about the Roomba. My friends say to me, like, where's our jetpacks, man? Where's our jetpacks? We can't handle jetpacks. We can barely handle driving on the ground. imagine if we had jetpacks, you turn on the news, 5,000 people died today in jetpacking-related incidents. You're late for work, your jetpack gas tank's on empty, you're like, I can make it. Texting and jetpacking? What could go wrong there, right? Like it's... Oh, gosh. I don't know about you guys. I don't know. But I love beets. I love beets. I will eat all of the beets. I love beets. But every day after I eat beets, I go to use the bathroom in the morning, and I forget that the night before I ate a ton of beets. So every day after I eat beets, I use the bathroom and I think I'm dying. I think that's our first thought of the day is, oh, Jesus, that is bad. So now my plan, next time I eat beets, I'm gonna put a Post-it note in the bathroom, on the bathroom mirror that says, you had beets yesterday. I'll let you know how that goes, because I get 9-1, and I'm like, oh, beets, oh, the beets. Yesterday I had all the beets. I ate a whole thing of... Oh. They told me right before I went on stage that I can't tell any dirty jokes. I can't tell any dirty jokes. So for this next joke, I'm gonna need an assistant. Oh, I mean, come on, we're all adults here, right? We're all adults. We're not just 3 children in an overcoat. But this would be like the perfect place for 3 children in an overcoat, right? Like, did anyone see like what could have been 3 children in an overcoat in the inflatable Baymax costume? You would have let them into your room party, right? Like, it's like, yeah, come on in. They're like, oh, can we have alcohol? It's like, yeah, sure, dude. You got a sweet costume. Oh. I've seen a lot of tails. I love the tails. Love seeing the tails. Hard to sit in the tail. I was reading about, have you guys read about there's a tail that's actually motorized. So, like, as you walk, it, like, acts like a tail, like does all that sexy tail shit. Like it's. I see like 30 people Googling right now. Like, oh my God, this is gonna be amazing. Next con's gonna be awesome. Oh, Florida's getting ridiculous, right? They're just like banning books without even reading them. They just ban a book. It's for funsies. Florida's crazy right now. Like, I'm actually surprised that Florida hasn't banned the movie Transformers. Gotta make sure I don't go over on time. All right, here we go. All right, now we're cooking. I love trains. I'm old school. I'm old school. I love trains. I'm old school. I'm like, if I could go back in time, I would go back in time before color. Like, it's right, Picard? You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you did the whales thing. So I love trains. Anybody Amtrak fans? Sleeper car? Where's my sleeper car people? That's how to travel. That is how to travel in style. You take your shoes off when you want to take your shoes off. There's no lie. I can't fly. I don't like the flying anymore. Lines? I don't like lines. I haven't got into Crocs yet, so I am still like unlacing. Unlacing is stupid. You gotta retie at the end. Croc in, croc out. You got it. If I flew, I'd totally be down on the Crocs. But the trains are amazing. It's Amtrak. The train doesn't go very fast. Amtrak tops out at like 79 miles an hour. And they talk about, like, everyone, like, the high-speed rail. That's, like, the thing that, like, and people say, we can't have high-speed rail in America. It would never succeed. So I love trains, right? But there's been a theme here. In 1934, the Burlington Railroad had a train called the Zephyr. And the train went 115 miles an hour. In 1934. Like, that train was like killing people. Do you know what I mean? There was no like train crossing, like ding, 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 look out for the train, stop your car, look out for the... You were just like driving around, and then blah-blah, like, you got trained. It's like... And like the conductors are like, did you just kill somebody? Yeah, I think I just killed somebody. Did you toot? It's like, fuck yeah, toot. And of course I tooted. But it was 1934, so it's like if you died in 1934, like that was your own damn fault. Like that was on you, bro. Like you. Oh, I'm loving this. I gotta get out of here. I should like end on a big Carrie Strug dismount, win gold for America, right? All right. So, quick story. Oh, geez, I only have 40 seconds. Good. All right. All right. Okay. I work for animal rescue. I work for Midwest Animal Rescue and Services. It's a foster-based rescue. If anyone wants more cats and dogs in their home, please see me after the show. Now you know a guy. It's like ever since I started working at this job, like I feel like, do you guys remember in like the old movies where like the guy in the overcoat was on the street corner selling watches? That's how I feel now. I'm like, oh, you want some kittens? Oh no, how about some puppies? Like, it's like, what do you want? Like, so, if your couch is big and like, is like, oh, we can fit like 2 more dogs on this couch. Call me, now you know a guy. I'm Joe Cocozzello, have a great con. I'll see you at the parties. This is gonna be great, I love it. This is so much fun. Give it over to Miss Shannan, everybody. Let's get through.
Keep it going for my friend Joe Cocozzello. You know you have a friend that's simultaneously young and old? Every once in a while, he and I go golfing, and he shows up in like knickerbockers and like these long ass socks and like a riding cap. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, we're gonna go golfing, right? We're gonna go golfing. I'm like, yeah, but we're not golfing back in the old timey days. I'm not like back when Will Smith was cool and I'm all like Bagger Vanson with you and shit. What are we doing? I am so glad that you guys have all joined us for this amazing adventure, and now it is time to bring up our final comedian of tonight. I have known this lady a long time as well, and I just stand everything that she does. She's an author. She's a comedian. She hosts her own show, Day Drinking with Mom, and you can download her album, her comedy album, which is quite often one of the #1 comedy albums in the nation. So please welcome to our stage, Wendy Maybury.
Oh my God, I am so excited to be here. I am a little stealth nerdy tonight. I did not get dressed up, but the last time I worked CONvergence, I made out with a Riker. He made it so. It was a very good night for me. Big deal. I am single again this year, so I'm just saying out loud. If you have any friends that enjoy slightly squirrely, funny girls that don't do a lot of housework but quilt sort of obsessively, I'm definitely up for, yeah, okay, whatever. I started quilting in January, and they switched my ADHD meds, and I made 19 quilts in 6 weeks. I went back to the doctor, I'm like, is that a side effect? He goes, was it a problem? I'm like, I was like, I picked up quilting because I was so sick of getting laid all the time. Yeah. It's crazy. I feel like we all learned a lot tonight. Haven't we learned a lot about I was backstage taking notes, like Diane's thongs are flipping around the yard, and Cocozzello is... Shannan said it right. He is the oldest and youngest person in one body. It's very confusing. It's the energy of a 12-year-old inside the body of a 60-year-old, and the voice of a gravelly, like he's chain smoking, and he's like under a bridge in New York. What the fuck? He's from here. Why does he sound that way? What happened in Minnetonka that did that to Joe Cocozzello? That's what I want to know. And then Dooyema starts taking his shirt off. I'm like, please have something underneath that. Hey, W's in the chat for me. I've been really excited about watching the emojis go. I said to Shannon, I'm like, I can tell if I'm doing, like, if I start getting down arrows, I'm going to feel really, just go ahead and give me some hearts. That'll make me feel, all right. Nobody's doing it. All right, there we go. Thanks, Ducks, Claudio, Big D. Ducks. I like that early. Who is Ducks, by the way? Did you bring, yay, hey. Did you bring actual ducks?
It's my last name.
It's your last name. Is your last name is seriously just Ducks, or is it like Duckerson?
It's spelled with an X. But...
Oh, that's even sexier. Isn't that? That's very close to Dax, which is also one of my favorite characters. Okay, anyway. So the theme was just roll with it. I'm going to tell you guys a story I tell every high schooler that feels awkward with me. I'm like, you can't have had a worse time in high school than I did. Because in high school, I broke my leg and had to be in a wheelchair. And I decided to hang out. So I was an exchange student to Germany when I broke my leg. And in German school, they let you smoke on campus. Like, nobody makes you not smoke. Like in America, where like you can't smoke, but everybody secretly smokes. In Germany, they fucking open smoke. Because, you know, it's Germany. Anyway, so I roll up on the cool kids in my wheelchair, and I rolled up onto, sorry, there's no other way to say it, diarrhea dog poop, which slung up into my armpit. Yeah, but I didn't notice because I was real eager to hang out with the cool kids until we were all standing there, and I'm like, oh, yeah. And nobody helps you clean your wheelchair out in high school when you're standing on one leg, like scrubbing. So I always like joke, like, that's the worst thing, that's the real downer. I love that you're sympathetic. You guys are like, oh, that's so sad. When you tell that to jocks, they're like, oh, that never happened. But you guys are like, she really did it, and I feel for her. That's traumatic. You're a nice group. I love your R2-D2 outfit. That is the cutest thing ever. And your ears match. And what does he do? Oh, C-3PO! Look at that with the see-through middle. You guys are adorbs. That is the best. My son, I took him to Disney at the perfect age. He was 7 because he went for Galaxy's Edge. He is a massive Star Wars fan. He really only likes the villains, though, which is, he's a really nice kid, but he's all about Darth Vader. And so I didn't know how, you don't know how to raise a kid anymore. You can't smack him like you used to. That's not cool, even though they desperately need it. So I decided to raise my son with Star Wars rules, so I force choke him. Really. And before you get excited, no one touches anyone. I just go, Grayson! And I taught him from when he was 1.5 years to go, and drop. I know, you guys, but that is adorable. It's fucking adorable. And so practical, it drops him right there. That is the trick. And so we were doing that at Target. He was running towards traffic, and I went, Grayson! And he went, Kung. And that's hilarious until you do it at the Target in Edina. I had a lady be like, that is not okay. I'm like, it's not real. I'm not a Jedi. She's like, I'm still reporting it. So we have a CPS case. My son's bummed out that I'm a single mom and we don't have any male energy around our house. He keeps setting fire to shit. And being like, put on a dress, here comes a truck full of daddies. Like, I have already had sex with all the men I could at the fire department, Grayson. Didn't take. That's not true, it's just one dude, but everybody else was married. It's true. Actually, last year I was having sex on the reg, and here's the deal, not to brag, and this, anyway, but I've never been married, so I do this thing. I feel like every time we have sex, it's an audition for, aren't I fun? This is so much fun. Oh my God, I would always be this much fun. I am always up for it. I'm so much fun. I've read a lot of books over a lot of years. I could do all the tricks. I'm really trying, like bringing my A game every time. So it's like Saturday morning, and I'm wearing a t-shirt because I'm sexy, yet practical. And it covers the boy t-shirt that's longish, right? And so I decide to do a thing. I don't know if you guys do this in CONvergence. It's called reverse cowgirl. Do you know this one? I should call it I should think about that, the Anara. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, reverse cowgirl. And it's actually a great position if you don't want to have any intimacy at all. Like no eye contact. Morning breath, we're facing away, nothing's going on. Anyway, so I'm doing that, and here's the problem. I have to pick my sex positions now based on the capacity of my knees. Anybody else? Yes, right? Because 2 minutes, 48 seconds, we got a lock situation, and it's not funny anymore. So that means if you're not kosher, you have to pregame appropriately. Are we all on the same page? Yeah, so we got to get almost close to the finish line, and I finish up with my big girl move. Okay. Are we all caught up? All right. So I'm getting on top of the horse, right, facing away, doing my deal. This will let you know how bad my rhythm is. One of the top 5 reasons why perhaps I am still single. Anyway, so I'm doing this, and from this position, I can see all the laundry that needs to be done. So suddenly, only one of us is going to get to the intended destination, because I'm annoyed. I'm like, why am I pulling out my A game for this? And then I look up, and I see, this was last year, that the calendar was still on last month. I'm like, you can't even change, it's a ripper. You can't even change, like, we're on the wrong month. This is so annoying. Like, that's what I'm thinking while we're having sex, because I'm, why do I hear? Anyway, so I thought I could probably just lean forward and rip the calendar. And he wouldn't even know. Do I have OCD? I don't know, but I can't come in these conditions, okay? It's fucking April right now, guys. Anyway, so I lean forward, and he's like, position change, right? Right then, his son walked in the room. That's exactly correct. Right, and he is 11, and the switch is not flipped yet, where it's like, and I know, because if you had walked in on your parents, you'd be like, like, ah, like screaming, whatever. The boy, he walked in and went, hey, good morning, Wendy, and hugged me. You want to call CPS? Now's your moment. I'm like, your dad is inside me. Oh my, and I thought, I don't want to traumatize him, but I don't want to encourage him. I'm looking over there, and I'm like, hey, like, no eye contact, right? Nothing. And he goes, I'm gonna go get some cereal, and he walks out of the room, right? And the guy who was staying time goes, don't talk, I can still finish. I know. If we were at Con, he would get a badge for that. That is ribbon worthy. I have to tell you one more thing. So I am a single mom. I am a comedian, which means I need to tell jokes for money. And this couple came up to me. This happened this last year because Matt Dooyema, right, or one of them was talking about the party rooms. A girlie comes up to me and she goes, hey, can we hire you this next year to come to 4 of our group meetings, meet our group members, and then come on New Year's Eve and roast them? We'll pay you $4,000. $2,000 now, $2,000 on New Year's Eve. I said, yes, ma'am, you have my attention. What kind of group is this? And she said, we're swingers. So I had to go to 4 swingers meetups deals. I've learned a lot about sex parties in Minnesota, let's just say, where the dishes are all hot and the men used to be. I'm just kidding. They bring potluck. Minnesotans can't quit being Minnesotans, even at sex parties. They're still Lutherans, way down deep. Yeah, they bring food. The freakiest thing I ever saw at a Minnesota sex party was a white man making sushi with no pants on. We're in a landlocked state. I know. I told that joke at the party, and one guy went, I love that guy. I'm like, I need his raw fish any day of the week. I'm like, whoa, like that's a lot. And here's the deal, I don't know about you, but I have partaken in a couple of sexy movies, right, where the lights are low and people don't talk. That's a key point. Because when you're at a sex party and someone goes, oh, you're just so cute, why don't you back up onto my bratwurst? No, sir, I do not want to do that. I'll tell you, going to sex parties in Coon Rapids is like being at the Walmart. The lighting didn't change, but everyone's naked and they're having sex. And they sound like, it's like, what is happening right now? So anyway, if there's a room that you feel nervous about going into, this is the one thing though, they are very friendly. They are the friendliest of the Minnesotans. Y'all think that you're friendly. You ain't got nothing on sex party friendly. Those people are very friendly. You will go to their cabins. They're inviting you to the second location. The rest of Minnesota, not so much. I'm over. I'm over time. Let me tell you one more thing really fast to make you laugh. I'm so sorry, because Shannon's like, after this is vilification tennis, which you should totally stay for, and she's like, they have to have time to set up because they're improv people. It's a lot of thinking with improv. I will tell you really fast. Clap if you're a cat person. Cat people. Okay, dog people. Do you have toys for your cats and dogs? Yeah, me too. We have toys for my kids, and we have toys for the cats and dogs, and we have a mom drawer. Anybody else? My 10-year-old found the mom drawer this year, and he comes while I'm on a Zoom call and goes, oh my God, this changes your voice. Mom, it's making my brain wiggle. Yeah, it makes Mommy's brain wiggle too. I can't tell him why he doesn't need to have that on his face. Get it off your face, right? I can't tell him. It's just the two of us. I haven't explained it to him. He's going to get to college. His girlfriend's going to whip one out and he's going to go, oh, give it to me, give it to me. I'm so good at that. It's a voice changer. My mom had one. Let me show you how it works. He's going to mansplain it. You're the cutest girl I've ever dated. I am Wendy Maybury. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Have a great evening. Bye.
All of you joining us for this edition of Comedy Through the Chaos. If you are local, our next show locally will be on Thursday, July 24th at Crooner's Supper Club in Fridley, our home for our residency. We encourage you to come out and see that. That is going to be the theme of Hot Mess. Hot Mess is going to be the theme on July 24th. So please come out and see us. If you ever wonder where my shows are, you can always go to my website, Miss Shannan, Shannan.com. So enjoy the rest of your con. I'll see you around, everybody. And next on the stage, vilification tennis coming up. So thank you guys. See you soon.